Hey, this is Short John Red, and welcome back to Vampire Therapist. Now, for whatever reason, OPS has updated, so, hopefully the audio sounds fine, but, I don't know, it's just a little, like, there are these weird options, like, I just turned on this thing, is it doing anything? I guess I'll find out later, though. At least that's just when it's on the desktop audio. When I use on the mic audio, well, this happens. Hello! I am inside a cave. This is so weird, right? Okay. Oh boy, that is... Don't worry, I'm not gonna have it on. It's just... it's just weird as all. Okay, anyways, okay, yeah. So, let's just get on to the...
But that's the
game.
movie that gave you your personal crisis?
Oh, yes, the... Definitely not talking about... How Star Wars... Or is The Last Jedi? Like, definitely one of the greatest insults to the Star Wars franchise.
Mind your tone. Do not think me a fool. I know it was not high art. But the money it made, it would make even the Pope blush.
Yes. It did make a lot of money, but that's just for the amount of people that went to see it. I'm sure those numbers decreased as time would go on. And The Rise of Skywalker made even less money, so... Yeah, Disney had to rethink their strategy on that.
This stinking trash. This is what the people want.
No, this is what directors think the people want. Tone deaf and out of touch.
You see, I understand now. My attempts to infuse art with meaning were pointless. All that I am, all that I ever was, is dead.
Oh, okay, that is definitely disqualifying the positive, but...
For such a complicated woman,
come
the
on!
answers are overly simple for Signora d'Este, are they not, Samuel?
Like I said, just when I thought I was getting it, I'm not.
You see, I understand.
You don't seem that dead to me. We're having this conversation, ain't we? You ain't just lying there decomposing.
Oh, I just remembered something. I wanted to, like, the game said that supposedly this one was the model for the Mona Lisa. Okay. I just want to know who was the model. Okay, here we go. Who is the... Okay, apparently the woman's name is Lisa Del Giocondo, which is definitely not this lady. Then again, she might have changed her name, so...
It is no different. I might as well be rotting in the ground.
Sorry, I'm just really curious. But it also said that she was like... The game also claims that she's like I don't know, from an influential family that supported artists. And that's kind of what Lisa was.
I think you might get pretty bored.
Are you getting smart with me, boy?
Look, I'm just talking facts. If you're saying all you are is dead, I think you might be doing some Nosferatu thinking. It ain't black and white. You're here. But let's go back to what you were saying.
Once, I elevated art, and all the world benefited. Why have I lost my power to elevate art now?
Okay, it's... My gut is telling me it's, like it's either a control fallacy or disqualifying the policy.
All the world benefited? There's a lot of people, and they got a lot of different preferences. You can't get them all, can you?
But I could, once upon a time.
You can't reach everybody, Senora. I hadn't even heard of the Mona Lisa until about 1911.
Did you have any schooling whatsoever?
I'm guessing that's a no.
I didn't. But I don't think anyone in my time knew about the Mona Lisa either.
Oh, how wonderful. You add to my despair.
Oh, man, I kind of love that face right there.
I'm saying you can't reach everyone, even in your own time.
That is true. I doubt the rabble had much of an opinion about the so-called great masters.
Yeah, like, the only reason the Italian Renaissance is more popular in the modern age is because, you know, a lot of that history, like, spread out, and, you know.
We only know what we know. But you were saying.
It was all for nothing. What good was guiding Da Vinci when they sell the Mona Lisa on beer coasters?
What good was guiding the Moda? Okay, not a should statement,
Come on now.
Finally!
Just because the Mona Lisa's been on a coaster doesn't mean that's all it's ever been for.
I mean, the fact that the Mona Lisa is as popular as it is, that's gotta mean something. Even if it being on a coaster is a little degrading.
I think you might be downplaying just what an impact you've had on the world.
The world needs no help from me to reduce my life's effort to cheap commodities.
So just because something gets printed on a t-shirt, that cancels out everything that's good about it?
Yes, that is exactly what it does.
And I thought I was good at disqualifying the positive.
It should not be so. Art should have meaning, purpose. Beauty should expose truth.
You're saying should.
You're saying art should have meaning and purpose. But does all art need those things?
I mean, art is subjective. Like, one man's trash is another man's treasure, or in the eye of the beholder. I don't know, whatever other metaphors apply here.
What is the purpose of creation otherwise?
How about if I just like doodling? Ain't that a good enough reason to draw?
It is a pointless reason.
Or maybe I want to do something pointless. All I'm saying is that I don't have the same shoulds you do.
Perhaps you should.
But I don't. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Which is speak like a peasant.
Heck, that's what I am, Senora. Ain't nothing gonna change that reality. Let's get back to what you were saying.
But it seems I am just a dead woman. A walking corpse who is not worth listening to. I should walk into the sun.
Okay, even though that has the word should in it, okay, but it seems I'm just a dead woman, a walking okay, labeling.
Now why have you gotta go and call yourself names?
Okay, I think I'm starting to get better at this. Okay, like, I was kinda... Then again, maybe I'm the one doing labeling. I keep saying I'm not getting better, but I am. Oh man, this game's making me think.
They are not names, they are my reality. I am a dead woman, and I am a corpse, am I not?
Is that all you are?
This is how I am defined by the world.
But...
Seems to me you're the one using them names. Hell, I think I'd be a little afraid of calling you a corpse.
As you should be. Allow me to continue. You know, you make me sound rather mad. Like an old woman, railing at the world, screaming into the void, all to no purpose.
Look, Senora, all I'm trying to do is show you where you're a little rigid in your thinking is all.
Of course, centuries-old vampires are gonna be a bit rigid and think.
You're expecting a lot from the world and a lot from yourself. It ain't no surprise that you're gonna be disappointed over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, a certain god of war once said, keep your expectations low, and you'll never be disappointed.
I suppose that is some insight. Indeed, I have been in a state of disappointment from the moment I was 16.
Oh?
What happened when you were 16?
Yeah, I'd like to know the story like that.
Got married.
But I was gonna act shocked, but then I realized, wait, she was born in like the... Okay, so she's 550 years old, and okay, this game is taking place in 2024, so... So she would have been alive during the late 1400s. This is a 15th century lady right here. So, yeah, of course she's gonna get married at 16. And she was probably a noblewoman, so yeah, even more.
I think I get it.
You absolutely do not get it. You are a man.
That you don't have to be a man to get it. I'm assuming this was like an arranged marriage, like I can't recall. Are you like a noblewoman or were you just an aristocrat? Okay, yeah. Aristocrat, noble, it doesn't matter. You come from a very powerful, influential family, so of course they're gonna marry you off to either a noble or another aristocrat, because, you know, making stronger, you know, uniting powerful families and all that.
Well then, help me understand.
Frankie, my husband. He taught me the meaning of disappointment.
Wait, were people actually called Frankie in the 15th century? That's... I mean, granted, it could have been short for, like, Franklin. Anyways, how did he disappoint you?
He taught me the world was built upon lies. These things men proclaim as values. Truth, beauty, the spiritual. They were all fiction.
Huh.
But if men did not live according to principle, I would. I would set the example and shame them all.
And let me guess, it didn't work out the way you wanted it to.
Yet, what a fool I have been to think humanity had greater aims.
So, what's this greater aim you're talking about?
I received a humanist education as a child. I was taught that the pathway to God was through rationality and a questioning mind, not slavish devotion to tradition.
Huh, that's an interesting way to... That's definitely an interesting way to, like, think, like... I mean, a huge problem I personally have with religion is, well, you know, this slavish devotion to tradition, like, the unwillingness to accept, you know, new ways of thinking and doing things. But saying the pathway to God is more through, should be more through rationality and a questioning mind, that doesn't sound like what religion teaches this? I'm not saying I'm interested in converting or anything, I just think it's interesting, like I wouldn't mind if more religious people thought rationally and, you know, actually questioned things instead of, you know, just blindly following what others say.
This world is not Eden, but it could be. Or so I thought.
So you're talking about a literal pathway to God?
A literal?
No, fool. A pathway to godliness.
Godliness.
To live according to our natures. Our true natures.
Godly. I'm just remembering this line. timeliness leads to godliness. Points to whoever figure out what I'm referencing there. You meant being Italian. Being nudist. Oh my god, like once again we have like just a blatantly true, like, I mean, this one, considering how well dressed she is, I doubt being a nudist is like, you know, I doubt that's a pathway she will walk, though. I'd be very surprised as if she did. I'd be very surprised she did, and this one's just plain racist. Let's go with vampire.
Being vampires?
Come now, boy. Nothing could be further from natural. All this foolish hissing and copulation and blood drinking does not bring us closer to God.
Some would argue it brings you further away from God. But I digress.
But it does give us more time to find the path.
That's interesting.
Talk to me about this pathway to God. How do you reckon we find this path?
I reckon nothing. I've always known that we can find our way back to God by fulfilling our human potential to be the greatest souls possible.
I want to say control fallacy.
You really think we've got that much control, Senora?
Oh man, I am nailing it. Like, I mean, I did kind of screw up on the first one, I think, but oh man, I'm getting it one after
All
another.
we gotta do is be perfect, and then we've got our pathway to the Almighty?
Yes, it seems quite clear to me.
That was sarcastic.
Senora, if that's how it is, it ain't no wonder you ain't forgiving yourself or anyone for the slightest mistakes. I would ask myself if anyone really has that much control. But keep talking.
I have always known we must master ourselves and our baser instincts. Virtue must triumph over vice.
Virtue must triumph, though I have always known. I mean, that sounds like another control fallacy, but there's no way they'd do two in a row. Nosferatu thinking?
You know there have been many entities over time that have tried to control humanity. They have all failed, and the Senora would do well to remember it.
I guess it is. I guess they are doing two in a row.
You've been around a while, Senora. In all that time, when have we mastered ourselves and our baser instincts?
I mean, I'm gonna count that as a win because I was leaning towards control fallacy, but I don't know. This game's throwing me so many curveballs that I ended up thinking that, and like, wow, like, of course, a game about therapy is pulling a lot of psychological tricks on me, whether they meant to or not.
Not a single day. Men especially have no bottom to their depravity.
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
So us fellas have disappointed you every day for a few hundred years, right?
Oh boy, like, should we write a list? Cause I feel like we should write, cause I feel like it might be a list.
Ain't that proof that nothing you do is gonna change that?
An evil thought, Mr. Sam Walls, but true, I concede.
We're in agreement then. It's a little bit of a control fallacy. Do you think that's gonna change because of you? Well, let's keep going.
I have always known that the earthly lives we lead are disgusting, and only war and death can come of them.
Okay, this one sounds like black and white thinking. Okay, cognitive disorders. No. Because she's saying only war and death can come.
Hold up just a sec there, cowpoke. You really think all we can do is sow death and destruction?
Okay, I think I'm starting to get, like, Nosferatu Think is saying, like, it's only this way, or it can... Or, like, yeah.
I do not poke cows. Do I look like a farmer?
No, you look like the exact opposite of a
Come
farmer.
on, Senora. You've been alive to see what? 15, 20 billion people live and die? You really saying death and destruction is all each and every one of them ever amounted to?
Well, perhaps not individually, but as an immortal, I look at the greater arc of history.
Well, most of us ain't looking to contribute to the greater arc of history, but that don't mean life's pointless.
Yeah, just because you're not, like, you know, achieving the greatest, you know, feats of all time, that doesn't mean your life is worthless.
That's some Nosferatu thinking, I'll tell you what. But let's continue.
I have always known the people have become fat and lazy, and living within the Garden of Eden is impossible in such a state.
Okay. Impossible. Okay, that sounds like Nosferatu thing. Ah,
Our
dang
esteemed
it.
client is very good at coming up with names for others, isn't she? Perhaps you can call her out on this behavior.
Wait a minute, but I thought labeling only applied to the self.
I have always known the people have become.
Sounds to me like you're coming up with labels for kicking people out of the Garden of Eden.
You know, I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna keep
Is
going.
that all we amount to? Fat and lazy?
Look around your own country, boy. Look at me. See my disgusting rolls and saggy features.
You're not that bad to look at.
Would you let me into the Garden of Eden?
Sure I would.
Sure, why the heck not?
I am glad you are not the gatekeeper then.
I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, calling you beautiful would be a stretch, but you seem, you know, distinguished, elegant. Hint.
You rather have a gatekeeper who wouldn't let you in? Listen, Senora, you gotta go easy on yourself with them labels. Well, let's keep talking, though.
I have always known we should act with dignity if we would take our place at God's side once more.
Okay, there's a should here, but... okay, I'm leaning to one of these two. Like, either it should be... Like, we should act with dignity, or...
I think this here's the movie,
Okay.
Senora. The filet mignon.
The filet mignon. I think it's filet mignon, or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what the correct pronunciation is, but I am 100% sure he said that wrong.
I fear your French is even worse than your Italian.
even Senora here agrees with me.
Here's the thing, Senora. Who came up with all them shoulds that'll take you to God?
Why, the greatest thinkers of history that I studied in my youth. Plato, Aristotle, Cicero, Aquinas.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know much about these people, but I have heard those names before. Like, I think they were referred to as some of the greatest thinkers of history.
Sounds like a bunch of dead guys to me. They really had it all figured out way back when, huh?
A bunch of dead guys.
Well, of course not. How foolish do you think me?
Not at all, Senora. Just questioning where all them shoulds are coming from. But let's keep going.
So you think you are so very clever, do you, boy? That by pointing out my distortions, you have won?
You're catching on to me.
That is where you are truly the fool. I already know how wrong I have been, that I have been chasing an impossible fiction all my life. Indeed, I now believe that even if we did follow the pathway to God, once we reached the end, we would discover that he, too, was a work of fiction.
So you're doubting your faith. Okay, that's... Well, I mean, I don't personally see it as a bad thing. In fact, I feel like more people should doubt it, but, still, like... I mean, I'm not saying, like, faith is entirely a bad thing, but, like... Well, you need to realize what you're putting your faith into.
When I say God, I mean goodness, propriety, intelligence. God himself is a lie.
I gotta say, like she has some very interesting ideas. Like seeing God as not like less of like a literal man in the sky and more like just a, I don't know, a figurative, like less a person and more an idea. like I said, I'm not religious, but I'll admit, a lot of her ideas I can actually get behind. Like, like being like, like rational and questioning, and instead of God being a literal, being, it being more like a state of mind or a state of like, well, just a state of being. Like I said, there's a lot of interesting stuff here.
I see. So you've lost your faith.
Yes, it has crumbled to dust, much like myself in this fat, wretched old body. Beauty and truth are lies. Ideas developed by ugly men to justify their existence.
I mean, there is some truth in that, but I wouldn't say it's completely
While
accurate.
we occupy ourselves chasing those ideals, they create space wars to leech our money and our vitality.
I mean, for what it's worth, I do think a lot of good has come out in this from the Star Wars franchise, even recently. But yeah, it has become a cash cow, leeching off people's nostalgia.
And to think, they call me judgmental while they created the false ideal to judge against. You don't think I'm judgmental, do you, boy?
Okay, yes, absolutely. You're doing nothing but judging. I've never seen anyone judge more than you. Okay, both... I'm not gonna say this, that's just a little too blunt, and, these two kind of sound the same. I mean, technically all these sound the same thing. Let's go with this one. It sounds like the least bad. I've never seen anyone judge more than you.
I wouldn't put it that way exactly. Besides, I ain't gonna call you names. In fact, that's where I think I want to challenge you. Senora, I think the person you're judging more than anyone is yourself.
Yeah, you're being very self-critical.
I know you got raised with all them high ideals, so of course you're getting disappointed when nobody can reach them. That's some heavy pressure, not just on them, but on yourself. I'd ask yourself what all that pressure's doing for you. Is it bringing you any satisfaction? We can't always control what things are gonna be.
Yeah, like... I mean, I've learned a lot to, keep my expectations realistic. I mean, sure, sometimes it is easy to fall into the mindset of having high expectations and then being disappointed, but... Still, like... You shouldn't always blame yourself for things going wrong.
This is not acceptable.
Hold on, I know this one. What the heck she mean it's unacceptable to not be in control all the time? Let's say that again, Senora.
I said it is not acceptable for things to be as they are.
Okay, what's going on? Why can't I click?
I got some bad news for you, Senora. None of us really has the power to change the world on our own. Not even a clever lady like yourself.
Okay, I've no idea what just
suggest
happened
we
there.
start working on ways of helping you find a way to accept the world for what it is.
But the world is base and unworthy.
Is it though?
Remember that term I told you about? Nosferatu thinking? You're gonna strip all the color out of the world if you keep doing that. The world's a lot more than just base and unworthy.
Nosferatu thinking. I am not used to having my own thoughts thrown back at me.
Well, that's why you're here, ain't it?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna help you change the world, Senora. All I can do is help you find some other perspectives.
I suppose there is a certain simpleton's wisdom in the way you speak.
Simpleton.
Thanks, I guess.
That's an appropriate
Very
action.
well, boy. I will consider what you have said. We will meet again in exactly 4 weeks. Do we have an understanding?
Another patient we're gonna see in 4 weeks.
Yes, indeed, Senora.
Ugh. Please learn to speak properly by then.
Okay, Senora.
Well done, Samuel. I believe you handled Senora Deste quite well.
Okay, this was a very interesting episode, but I'm gonna stop here. I hope y'all had a good day today. Stay safe out there. This was Short John Red.